this is Nilsson, the mad scientist of muscle, and what I've got for you today here is one of my very favorite explosive training exercises. Now, this is a single dumbbell snatch or one-arm dumbbell snatch. I like this one a lot better than the regular Olympic barbell snatch because it's a lot shorter learning curve, a lot less technique to learn. All you basically do is start with a dumbbell on the floor and heave it up over your head explosively as possible. So, this is a great starter exercise if you're just beginning with explosive training. I'm going to give you a brief demo here, and then I'm going to turn sideways, give you a demo from the side angle as well. Now, when you're starting with a dumbbell as opposed to a barbell, you're actually starting a little bit lower to the ground, so there's going to be a lot more leg action involved than with a regular Olympic lifting barbell snatch. This one is basically all about using as much power as you can out of your hips, legs, and your upper body to heave that dumbbell straight up overhead in one movement. There's no need to dip down to catch it like you see with a lot of people when they're doing the Olympic snatch, where they start here and then they squat down and catch. We're not going to be doing that here. We're going straight from the floor, straight to overhead with no dip in the body. So it's more like a power snatch kind of movement where you're not doing the dip. The way I like to do this one is brace my non-gripping hand on my leg here to basically solidify the core. You don't have to do that necessarily, that's just how I like to do it. I find I get more power out of the exercise that way. So, set the dumbbell in between your feet, grip it. You want to be looking a little bit forward, not at the floor. You want your back to be nice and tight, a bit of an arch, nice solid core. And then just heave it straight up overhead. Bring it down, and then repeat on the other side. And then lock it out overhead, hold it. You'll notice my body's kind of tilting off to the side to accommodate that. Now turn sideways here. You can see this movement from the side. And go from the other side. When you're doing this exercise, you actually want as little knee bend as possible. You actually want a lot of the power to come from your hips and from your hamstrings. So you actually want not to squat down like this, but to reach down and grip the bar, the dumbbell, and then lift up. That's your starting point. The hips and the glutes, those are going to contribute the majority of the power to this exercise, so make sure you get them in the best leverage possible. A good example of this is when you're about to take a jump. If you're going to jump as high as you can, you don't come all the way down and do a full squat. Your leverage isn't as good. You want to do a half squat, and that's exactly the position you want to be in for generating the most power with this exercise. So I'm going to do a demo here with a bit heavier dumbbell. This is a 105-pound dumbbell, and it's exactly the same as the lighter one, which was 85, but it's just a little bit heavier, so it's a little more instructive as to how this goes here. Now, one quick note when you're starting, the dumbbell should be right in line with your feet. You want the handle basically to be in between your feet. That's where the most power is going to be coming from. That's where you want your dumbbell to be. You don't want it set forward, you don't want it set too far backwards. You basically want to start and then straight up in a vertical movement pattern. So that's the movement. As you can see, when I'm coming up to the top, get it to about here, finish it out with a press. It doesn't necessarily have to go straight to lockout right away. As long as you can get it high enough that you can actually finish it out with a press, that's going to be totally fine as well. So that is the one-arm dumbbell snatch. Great exercise, great explosive training, especially if you're not looking to do a very highly technical lift like an Olympic barbell snatch.